Welcome to Foundations TV, everybody. We are in a different setting today. We're actually backstage with Anindita Nanda, who is a beautiful, gorgeous Odissi dancer, and she has a performance here in Edmond Town Hall, Newtown, Connecticut. It's such a privilege to be here. We're really enjoying the performance so far, and this is halftime. I'm looking forward to the other half as well, Anindita. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Welcome, Gauri. I'm so glad you could make it, and I'm glad that you got to see the performance before we sat down because it changes your perspective about what we are here to offer. So I'm glad that you got to watch it first.
Yes, that's very. I think you said it really well. It gets us into the mood as well, and
Yes,
we really
yes.
know what to what to ask and what to talk about. So
Yeah, let
definitely.
the dance speak is what me and Rahul were discussing actually,
Yes.
that let the dance speak for itself. We actually didn't want to have any introductions before we perform.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So I know that you have had. We will come back to today's performance, but I do have a very intriguing. I guess that's coming into my mind right now. You just came back from Argentina,
I
right?
did, I
And you
did.
were invited by the Indian embassy there
Yes.
for a special.
Yeah, I opened for the Festival of India in Argentina. This is their fifth year of establishment there, and as a representation of US, actually, I was invited to not only open the ceremony, but I traveled to various districts like Cordoba, Tucumán, and places where I was kind of representing India at
Wow.
large and
Wow.
bringing the classical arts to the masses over there. So it was a tremendous experience. It was an amazing eye opener to see so many Argentinians embrace Indian art and culture so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know you're doing a whole lot here in Danbury, Connecticut as well. You do have various organizations that you've started to promote and bridge arts and culture. And Soortaal is the organization that you're doing this under today, right?
Yes, so we are collaborating with Milan from Hartford because I saw a purpose in their organization as well as ours to join hands. And, you know, it takes a community to sustain an art. So I want to unite that factor and bring us all together, but make a platform for the classical arts at the
Beautiful.
same time so that there is something for us to hand down to our next generation.
Lovely, lovely. And I can definitely see the passion today. Definitely.
Thank you.
So coming
Thank
to
you.
today's performance, what is special? I know you were telling me something about the way you were dressed up today. I want to hear it from you.
It is a very, very calming process of getting ready, and I was honored that Rahul helped me get ready today with the makeup and the eye. It's a very, very special makeup. The temple design on my forehead, and then putting the headdress on me. So this is very very spiritual in the sense it's your guru who does that for you, and in a way blesses the performance altogether. So it was tremendously blissful for me because being here in this country, you get ready yourself, you drive to the venue yourself, you give the music to the person yourself, you explain the pieces to the people yourself. So I felt very at home. After 16 years, I felt at home to
Oh,
come
how
to
beautiful.
performance today.
How beautiful is that? And that is what makes this performance
Yes,
so
that is
special.
what is special about Natya Tarang is bringing all these great artists to our doorsteps, to our audiences. There are many things happening around the area, but as we go to the interiors like Danbury, Newtown, or anywhere in the Fairfield counties, I felt there was a void for substantial art. There was a lot of art going on, but for the next generation to be motivated, they need to see artists such as we are hosting tonight, Rahul, who bring tremendous amount of energy and positivity to the field and the stage, so the kids have something to look up to. So
Wonderful.
that is the idea of Natya Tarang, but we also host and a local artist. So it is in a way bridging between nations as well, so that we also promote the local artists who have been trying to persevere in this art form or any other classical art form. They're either teaching, promoting, performing, doing whatever to give them a platform to showcase their talent as well.
Lovely, lovely. And thank you so much for having Foundations TV, because it's also a great opportunity for us, an honor for us to be able to interview you and Rahul Acharya. And while we're mentioning his name, why don't you introduce him and say a few words about him before we bring him on camera?
Uh, Rahul, I think, doesn't need any introduction. He's a well-known name, but to me, he's like my younger brother. More than dance, this past week, we have been connecting about everything and anything there is to talk about. So I don't think I am big enough to introduce Rahul, but he's a tremendous artist and a true artist at heart, and as true is his art form. And I'm really privileged and honored to be sharing the stage with him and with such humility. So it's been a tremendous experience with him, and I would thank you, Gauri, as well for coming all the way with and covering this event for us. It means a lot to us. Thank you.
A pleasure. So on camera now we have Rahul Acharya. Rahulji, welcome to Foundations TV. It was such a treat to watch you dance. It was like almost like a fluid, you know, it was flowing in a continuous, beautiful, natural flow. And I think the first word that came to my mind when I watched you dance today was perfection. So, can you talk a little bit about that for us? What does perfection in dance mean to you?
Sure. Before coming to that word, I would like to thank Anindita Nanda, who's brought me here to Connecticut. I was on a tour to the US, and it's pretty much like coming home, meeting your elder sister. She is an elder sister, so it's really wonderful to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Now, coming back to the question, it takes years and years to perfect an art, and the word perfection is a very relative term, because the more you feel you get closer to perfection, it goes further away. So it's like a mirage. So there is no end to it. Yes, we have, I would rather say one lifetime is not sufficient to perfect an art form, and these are spiritual art forms. We are not qualified enough to perfect an art form. We would be blessed. We would be blessed if the art form accepts us and flows through our bodies. So it is a very relative term. And in India, because all these dance forms, the evolution, because spirituality is the core of Indian art, be it painting, be it dance, be it music, all of them are practiced as part of the temple rituals. So it's very divine, it's very spiritual, and one had to go through a lot of strictures to be able to perform it. So at a certain point of time, we are trained in a very traditional Guru Shishya Parampara, like the teacher and the student, but here the teacher is not only your teacher, but something beyond that. He is accepted as your guardian, as your father, as your mother, as God himself. So you stay in that, you learn the art form from him. It's the art form becomes very much a way of your life. So, and then you put in years and years of rigorous practice, and when you're let out onto the world platform, there's a certain point of development that an artist develops when he or she leaves behind the technique and then transcends. And this is what perfection means to me.
Lovely, lovely. How beautifully you described
Thank
it.
you.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
I know we are short of time. We are ready to go back on stage, but I will ask you a very quick question if you can
Sure,
answer us
sure.
briefly. I noticed in the brochure that you talked about the grammar of dance. So that immediately led me to thinking of dance as a language, of course. So how do you compare dance to language? How does dance speak?
See, what is dance? Dance is basically movement with a certain time frame, rhythm in a certain time frame. So anything you do within a certain time frame is called dance. The way a child moves or the way a tree sways, it's all dance. So, and coming to Indian classical dance forms, Indian classical dance forms are considered to be some of the most ancient performing art forms in the world, and we have a history which dates back to the antiquity of the human civilization, and we have recorded history which dates back to almost 4th century BC in terms of archaeological as well as textual evidences. So for an Indian classical dancer, one has to undergo a serious training, not only the techniques, but there is a lot of underlying grammar in terms of there are hand gestures, there are eye movements. Each The smallest limb of the body has to move, and everything is prescribed. So you actually cannot go beyond the text, because the texts are vast, and it actually takes a lifetime to really understand and to be able to digest the text. So we definitely borrow our tradition from our scriptures, our temple practices. Lot of them have been enlivened or immortalized on our temple panels. So there is a lot of grammar. It is a complete language.
Lovely, lovely. Beautifully described. And with that note, we will end. Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
My
Thank you.
takeaway from this one is that statement that you said, perfection is like a mirage. The closer you get, the farther it moves away from you. I just absolutely, I'm going to hold that close to my heart
Thank
for
you
the rest
very
of my
much.
life.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Anindita, you are doing so many different things. Tell us something what the audiences can expect going in the future with Natya Tarang or Soortaal or whatever you have planned for the next couple of years.
This is our 4th year. So we have celebrated 4 glorious years. And
Congratulations
thank
for
you,
that,
thank you.
yeah.
This is the 4th year of Natya Tarang. So the idea is to continue doing what we are doing to the best of our abilities as artists, but we also need the community to be involved as sponsors, as hosts, as audiences. And thank you so much, Gauri, for coming all the way from Boston. Thank you to Foundations TV for connecting with us and covering the event. These are the efforts that will establish Natya Tarang as, I think, a foremost classical arts festival in this area, and which is our goal. So I would request our audiences to look forward to Spring 2015, where we'll bring another array of very, very, I would say, renowned artists to our doorsteps. Thanks again.
All the best to you. We look forward to working with you in the future as well.
Thank you, Gauri.